Live at 6, this is 13 News Now.
Disturbing new details on the death of a 5-year-old Isle of Wight boy.
5-year-old Alex Levi Robertson was found unresponsive in his home. His mother, J. Lynn Hadley, and her boyfriend, Justin Cox, are now charged in his murder. 13 News Now reporter Jacqueline Lee was in court, and Jacqueline, you spoke with Justin Cox.
Yeah, Regina and David, Cox was initially charged with child endangerment after the 5-year-old boy died. But today, the Commonwealth's attorney announced Cox is charged with second-degree murder after investigators found new evidence in the case. After officers served 33-year-old Justin Cox with a second-degree murder charge, it was time to face a judge. Justin, what do you have to say about the second-degree murder charges?
I just want to be back home with my daughter and my kids. I miss my family, I miss Alex. I want my life back to normal before this ever happened.
5-year-old Alex was found unresponsive in his home 2 weeks ago. According to this criminal complaint against Cox, leading up to the 911 call, Cox allegedly grabbed Alex by the waist, picked him up over his head, and threw him to the floor. Did you abuse 5-year-old Alex? Documents also say that same day, when Alex was found unresponsive, his mother, J. Hadley, pushed Alex down on a cement floor where he hit his head. After staggering with a blank stare, the boy fell straight back, hitting his head on the wall, leaving a hole behind.
But to do something to a 5-year-old child, someone who is innocent, someone who looks to that parent or that other adult to protect them, to nurture them, that someone could do that to this child, yeah, that is tragic.
This search warrant said Cox sent messages to his friends on Facebook saying he hated 5-year-old Alex. He sent them pictures with words in obscene shapes written in ink across the boy's forehead. A 5-year-old is now dead. Do you have no comment?
I have no comment without my attorney present.
And when Cox faced that judge, he asked if he could be released on bond. He said he needed to take care of his house, kids, and insurance. And he said he understood the seriousness of the charges. Both Cox and Hadley are held without bond at the Western Tidewater Regional Jail. As of today, the court has not set any bond hearings. Live in studio, Jacqueline Lee, 13 News Now.
Developing now, a Virginia Beach woman is arrested in connection with the death of a teacher at a Norfolk elementary school. Chaniqua Cushman is charged with conspiracy to commit second-degree murder. This is the second person charged in the New Year's Eve homicide of Caroline Hendricks. Police say Edward Shaw from Utah shot Hendricks on New Year's Eve. He is charged with second-degree murder. Meanwhile, detectives have not released any other details surrounding Cushman's arrest.
Some serious heat for January caused those morning thunderstorms to blow through. Check this out. We had a high today of 73 degrees, and over there you can see what our normal temperature should be for this time of year, just 48 degrees. But the chill is moving back in as we look live at our Skyview camera at the City Center section of Newport News right there. And Jeff, how low will those temperatures go?
Well, quite a bit cooler than what we saw early this morning. By the way, Evan just informed me we just got the official high, and it was 74 degrees is what we made it up to today. We said 73. Missed it by 1 degree, so still 2 away from a record. Pretty sunset out there, and again, comfortable temperatures, nothing at all to track on radar. Conditions out there right now have fallen from 74 to 69, and that is still way, way, way above normal. Typically, we're at 48. So even at this hour, we're 21 degrees above where we should be for an afternoon high. And here we are into the evening. Humidity is low, and that wind out of the west-southwest right now, currently at 10 miles per hour. That's down significantly as well. So what was a windy day will turn into just a fairly breezy evening. The next 6 hours, notice how quickly we're already into the 50s then by 7 o'clock, and then we continue to see this steady drop down, down, down. We end up at 1 o'clock in the morning already down into the 40s. There will be some spots by morning that are down into the 30s. So again, when you have a high of 73, typically you don't expect a low in the 30s to follow immediately after that, not unless you have a front, and that's what we've had move through. I'll have more coming up.
All right, breaking news right here. The former U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia, which covers our area, has been selected to become FBI General Counsel. You may recall Dana Bente temporarily took over as acting U.S. Attorney General after President Trump dismissed Sally Yates. Bente also prosecuted former Governor Bob McDonnell. In his new role, Bente will replace longtime General Counsel Jim Baker.
In just under an hour, Norfolk City Council is expected to vote on the future of 3 public housing communities. The city wants to redevelop Tidewater Gardens, Calvert Square, and Young Terrace. The plan is to create mixed-income neighborhoods, but the communities currently serve Norfolk's low-income residents. Many are concerned this redevelopment plan will push thousands of families out of their homes. The roof of the Cannon plant in Newport News caught fire this afternoon. A viewer sent us this picture of the dark gray smoke billowing from the plant. The flames started around 1:30, and you can imagine it created a lot of smoke in the area, but firefighters were able to put it out quickly. No one was hurt, and the warehouse is still open.
Only on 13 News Now, a mother remembering her daughter and granddaughter 10 years later. Hidayah Mahdi and her unborn daughter died after a driver hit her car head-on in York County. Now, Mahdi's mother is doing something special for the first responders who were on the scene of the accident. Here's Nico Clemens.
She was crazy. She was so much fun.
They say time heals all wounds. However, not a day goes by that Lori Carlson doesn't think about her daughter and granddaughter.
I always wonder, what would she be doing now?
Her daughter, Hidayah Mahdi, died 10 years ago today after a driver hit her car head-on at the intersection of Route 17 and Lakeside Drive in York County.
She just was a bubbly person, very outgoing and excited about her future.
A future that includes becoming a mother and a nurse one day. Mahdi was 8 months pregnant with her daughter Madeline Nicole. The expectant mother was on her way to clinicals the morning of the accident. 10 years later, Carlson is celebrating their life by raising money for the first responders who were on the scene the day of the accident. The money is going to the York County Professional Firefighters Fallen Firefighters Benevolent Fund. The fund helps family members of professional firefighters killed in the line of duty.
I want them to know how much I appreciate them always being willing to go into the harm's way.
It's a day many people in York County remember. The fire chief for the county's Department of Fire and Life Safety released a statement that reads in part, "The crash still remains on the minds of many of our fire and rescue personnel that responded that day." Carlson always wonders about the future, but at the same time, she's thankful for the memories she has with her daughter.
It's important to me for her memory to be kept alive.
Now, if you'd like to donate to the fund, just head to our website, 13newsnow.com. In York County, I'm Nico Clemens, 13 News Now.
Right now, a jewelry thief hiding out somewhere in Hampton Roads. Check out this surveillance video of the crook taking a $13,000 ring from Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. It happened in broad daylight Thursday at the store on Jefferson Avenue. We're told the man engaged an associate to look at rings, and during that presentation exchanged his ring for the store ring and took off. Well, the search is on for a robber who held up a barbecue restaurant. Hampton police got the call yesterday afternoon about Bubba and Frank's Smokehouse. That is on Floyd Thompson Boulevard near Magruder Boulevard. Around 4:30, a man walked in, pulled out a gun, and demanded money. When he got it, he took off and ran toward the Samuel Apartments. If you know anything about these suspects, call the crime line. Your tip is anonymous, and you could earn a $1,000 cash reward.